What's this?
Hello, welcome to the Freak Show. Bumpy McSquiggums here. I want to thank you all for joining me as I start up something special. You guys knew it was coming. You knew it was going to be a thing eventually. I decided to go a little bit early, and I think I'm going to do this as like a once-weekly thing. Hopefully that will fly with all of you, and you guys can enjoy it. Essentially, I'm going to be playing through the Heroes Chronicles series. As I told you guys a while ago, I believe when I first started, it either was HOMM 3 HD or HOMM 6. Either way, I do want to eventually cover all of the HOMM series, at least to the best of my ability. There will be times where I may run into a wall and get stuck, and that might end our progress, but we'll see. I'm going to endeavor to not get stuck and to beat everything. That being said, what is the Heroes Chronicles series? Well, we're going to be going into Chapter 1, Heroes Chronicles Warlords of the Wasteland. It's the first in the series, the first chapter of the story, as it were. And originally this was by New World Computing and 3DO. Since they eventually dissolved, went out of business, bankrupt, whatever the case was, Ubisoft has picked up the franchise and they have released, I believe it was HOMM 5, 6, and 7 so far. And they even released a Might and Magic title, which was Legacy. It was Might and Magic X or 10, which was Legacy. So they are still keeping the franchise alive. Some people love it, some people hate it, whatever. I'm not here to polarize people one way or the other. Anyhow, Heroes Chronicles was a offshoot and using the same engine and everything else as Heroes Might and Magic 3, or HOMM 3. So, many people thought HOMM 3 was the greatest of the series. I agree it was really, really good. However, I still liked 5 and 7 better. And I'm not trying to upset anyone, I'm just saying what it is. So, Heroes Chronicles uses the HOMM 3 engine, and it tells a story. It tells the story of Tarnum, and we're going to see the opening cinematic and everything else here in just a second, and then we'll hop into the game and start playing. And like I said, guys and gals, look for this to be a once-weekly thing. Maybe on occasion I will give you more than once a week, but that's the general plan as it stands right now. That being said, let's go and see the opening cinematic.
Tarnum was a Barbarian King before he became the Immortal Hero. For years, no one could stop his reign of terror. But all things must come to an end. Upon his death, he entered the legendary Hall of Judgment to stand before the ancient council. There, the ancestors found him unworthy of entering paradise, so they cast him back among the mortals where... but I get ahead of myself. You wanted to know how he became king.
Indeed we did, ladies and gentlemen, indeed we did. So, let's begin our journey, shall we? We're going to go over here to New Game and Play. And as you see, there are several different maps that we'll be going through, or missions, or objectives, or what have you. And we'll be playing through each one. Again, I'm going to play probably one episode a week, maybe occasionally a bit more, as I already stated. Anyhow, I wanted to let you guys know, it was kind of cool how the whole Heroes Chronicles thing was released. And then we'll hop in and we'll get started on it. If you guys are curious and you want to grab Heroes Chronicles for yourself, the easiest and definitely the cheapest way to do it is go to Good Old Games, GOG.com, and grab it there. That is the only place that I know it's around. I mean, you guys may have found it in other places. I know finding a physical copy or a box set was like hundreds or maybe thousands of dollars. It was crazy. Anyhow, so when they originally released it, this came in the year 2000 roughly. And, not roughly, in the year 2000 this came out. In 1999 is when they released HOMM 3. So this used that engine. I said this a couple hundred times now already, I feel like, anyway. And it focuses on one particular faction. This time it's going to be the Barbarians, or the Stronghold faction, I believe it is. So this entire time we'll only be playing as those guys. That being said, they released the games, I don't know if it was like 3, 6, 8, 12 months apart, I don't know what it was. But they released the game a few months apart, I believe. And they released first this one, the Warlords of the Wasteland. Then they released the next one where you fight as the mages. And then the third one where you fight as the Sylvan group. And then so on and so forth. Maybe not Sylvan, maybe it's a Rampart or whatever you want to call it. But the elves, basically. And the dwarves and the unicorns and Pegasuses, or Pegasi as it were. Anyhow, they released them, and they were a lot cheaper than games at that time. Most games at the time were probably $40 to maybe $50. Now I know that's ridiculous. Every game is like $70, $80, $90, so it's a little absurd. But this released at $20, so you could get each of these. It was focused on one faction, and you could play it, and it has quite a bit of content to it. And it was more story-driven than, say, the HOMM 3 series was. That being said, this is also used as a gap bridge between HOMM 3 and HOMM 4. So, one of the cool things was you would buy the first game, then you buy the second game. If you bought any two of the four that they were releasing as a physical copy, at a certain date you would be able to download an additional campaign for the game. And then they did the same thing. If you bought any three of the four, you would get another additional campaign. And so it was, there were 6 campaigns in total if you bought all 4 and you had the 2 free ones. Or the 2 extra ones that you got for having the 4 originally. And then eventually they released 2 more, I guess, to tidy everything up and make it nice and neat. And I have no idea how you got a hold of that. I heard that they didn't even release in the US with that. I'm not sure. It may have just been in Europe. I really don't know. Either way, folks, the Heroes Chronicles is the complete thing with all 8 chapters, and it tells the full story. That being said, let's actually begin and have me stop babbling to you guys and start babbling about the game and the storyline. Warlords of the Wasteland. Before Tarnum became the Immortal Hero, he was a barbarian who threw off the shackles of his wizard masters and returned his people to their former greatness. This is his tale and his downfall. A Barbarian King. Tarnum must defeat the present Lord of the Clans, Rabak, so he can name himself King of the Barbarians. Everyone is limited to level 6, and Tarnum's strongest captain will follow him to the next map. Alright, so we have a couple options. I'm not changing the difficulty. I found that the older games, like HOMM 1, maybe not, well, we'll say HOMM 1, 2, 3, and 4 had a lot of difficulty behind them. HOMM 5 had some difficulty. It wasn't as bad. HOMM 6, I actually find to be relatively difficult too at times. HOMM 7 was super easy. I think they made it way too easy, and they should have scaled everything up by like 15 or 20% in difficulty, because I shouldn't be able to breeze through Heroic like I've been doing. I find that to be kind of absurd, but I still really enjoy the game, guys and gals. But that's not what we're about here. Anyhow, I'm going to leave the difficulty alone, and it's kind of cool, and I do want to have basic leadership, but I also am a big fan of starting with additional troops, so that's what I'm going to go with here. And let us begin.
Knowing where it all began will help you understand Tarnum, the choices he made, and the reason the ancestors gave him a second chance. His people suffered generations of enslavement from Bracadoon and their henchmen, men like the brutal Rabak.
Alright, the brutal Rabak. An old man staggers up to you, frightening off some of your sheep, and stumbles right into your arms. That's when you notice there's an arrow in the elder's back. He's weak from loss of blood, but when he clutches your hand, you can't pull away. He tells you he's a bard, one of the last of his kind. It's hard to believe considering your people's oral historians were outlawed by the Empire of Bracadoon long ago because their heroic tales often spurred the barbarian clans into rebellion. Before his death, the bard gathers his strength to tell you his last story, a true history of your people that the Wizard Kings have tried to hide. Cool. Your people weren't always the slaves of the Empire of Bracadoon. Long ago, one of the ancestors of your own clan, a great warrior named Jarg, formed a massive horde and conquered all the lands from ocean to ocean, including Bracadoon. Your heart begins to race as you hear the tale. It's like the games you used to play when you were a kid, hiding out here in the wilderness away from prying eyes. With a stick for a sword, you stood up to the evil wizards. But when you grew up, you dismissed the games as a child's fantasy. But it happened. It really happened. And as you picture your present clan leaders, you can't imagine any of those drunken, pot-bellied fools leading an army, much less winning a battle. What happened to your people's courage? I guess we'll find out soon enough. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to do the traditional go up to town, build a unit-producing building. In this case, it's going to be the Orc Tower. And we actually have quite a bit of resources to start with, which is nice. And we're going to build the Orc Tower, because that is the ranged building. I'm going to move this guy over here. And we're going to recruit all that we can. And then we'll head out and start doing some stuff. Alright, looking pretty good there. Now, first thing I'm going to do is, it looks like there's a wood place over here and a stone place down there. I'm going to go for the wood place first. I was correct. Alright, so we now get 2 wood per day, plus all the extras that we just gathered. We're going to head over here, stop by the windmill, and then we're going to come over here and get the stone pit, and then maybe we'll fight this group, I don't know. But I'm feeling pretty good about our start so far. We'll see if that continues. We will end our turn. We shall grab up this. And go here, and go there. And then we'll head over here and do battle with this guy. Alright, I want to make sure all my settings are correct. I did change all the settings, added the hex grid and stuff like that, because I like to see that. Okay, that's fine. Alright, well, we're going to wait, as we often do. And then we're going to attempt to do a little bit of murder. Murder. Alright, we're going to fire on you, and we're going to hope that... That didn't really do that much, did it? Well, we're going to give it a shot anyway. Oh, we lost one. That's sad. It's okay, though. We'll be alright. Bonk, bonk. Okay, so we lost another one there. We'll back up. We'll back up again, and then we will murder him, hopefully with our little goblin army here. We're going to wait, make sure we fire on him first, and then we're going to go for the kill. And bam. Not too bad, we lost 1 each. I mean, there was 20 of them. It's acceptable. Acceptable losses. Alright, we're going to go back to our town, and we are, again, we have a decent amount of money. We're going to grab up the wolf pin. Or wolf pen, as it were. And I suppose we can just recruit those straight up. Have them sitting there waiting. Alright, we're going to get some free goblins here. They have joined our army. And what I would like to do is come back up here and grab the wolves and whoever we pull in next. I'm going to go with the cliff here, the cliff nest, which will allow us to get rocks. And the rocks are nicer than the ogres at the beginning because they can actually get into the fight, and they're pretty strong in general. If we take a look, they have 60 health, decent attack and decent defense, 13 and 11. If we take a look at the ogres, oh, it does show it right here. They only have 40 health, but they have... Well, actually, they don't have better defense at all. I thought they had better defense. But they have the same attack, but their speed is really slow. 4 as opposed to 7. So, it is what it is, folks. It is what it is. I don't know how this is going to look for all of you guys and gals. This is an old version of the game. I finally figured out how to get it to work. I had to do a bunch of stuff to get it to actually work with my recording software. But it looks like everything's going to be perfectly fine now, and I'm super excited to see how this actually turns out. That being said, let's go over here and face off against this guy. They are awed by the power of my forces and wish to scatter. Nope, I'm afraid you need to battle me. You don't get a free experience for letting them run away, like you do in some of the games. So, we are actually going to battle these guys. Now, I'm also not going to lie to you guys. I did this before, and for whatever reason, the recording didn't turn on. And I gotta say, it was already a much better run last time than it is this time. I know that's sad. It's really sad, but it's true. Like last time, these guys joined me, and I didn't lose anyone in the first battle. So, yeah. It's already quite a bit worse. Aw, wow. That was super disappointing. And we could have just killed him straight up. Whatever. I will make mistakes all the time, guys and gals. It's what I do. And, of course, I'm already kind of thrown off my game by them not joining us and all that wonderful fun stuff, but that's okay. We're going to be gathering up gold. I always want to have gold on hand, guys and gals. I know I can get experience, but generally, level 6, you don't necessarily need so much experience. You can get that pretty easily. You thought your people would be as excited about Jarg's victories as you were, but the chief of your clan just laughs at the tale of Jarg and his mighty horde. A child's tale, he calls it, told by a child. Your blood boils as the other men join in his laughter. It's not a fantasy. It's real. What do you know, you fat goblin, you shout. Your words can't be taken back, but neither do you want to. Even knowing that the other man is larger and more experienced than you, you still don't back down as the chief challenges you to a duel. Jarg wouldn't back down. And like Jarg, you find a way to win despite the odds, using your speed and strength. And a strength fueled by a rage you never knew you possessed. Stunned, the warriors of your clan declare their loyalty to you, their new chief. Sweet. Loyalty can be bought with blood. Alright, now we'll be able to get those ogres. And then we're going to probably do a few more little things before we build up other stuff. Alright, we're going to come up here and gather up some of the remaining goodies that lay around. And we're going to end our turn. One of your captains mentions that you'll need plenty of gold if you're going to recruit an army. One easy way to obtain gold is to take it from the treasure chest instead of distributing it to the people. Another is to search out gold mines such as the one to the south. Cool. Gold mine to the south. We will definitely head on over there soon. Alright, a smooth stone on the face of this pillar begins to swirl as you approach. Looking into it, you are amazed to see answers to questions you have pondered for years. The stone suddenly goes still, but you realize you have learned much. Alright, well, I love basic tactics, and we already have offense, so I don't need to get that again. And we're going to come over here. By the way, look at this, guys. My cursor is locked to the screen. I don't have to worry about it dragging off the side. Oh, I can't tell you how excited that makes me. I am so stoked about that. Alright, so there's a few things we can do at this point. I believe I want to get the mess hall up and running, but before I do that, I'm going to go with the town hall getting upgraded, and then the citadel is going to get upgraded next. Alright, going to end the turn. As you eat with the other soldiers, one of them mentions that he just came from the tavern where he saw some mercenaries who might be willing to join your cause. For the right price, of course. Alright, we're going to head back up in here and go with the citadel. We need to get all these other various things too. So we'll snag up this, and that's going to increase the amount of troops that we had. If you guys recall, we were getting 3 before, now we're getting 4. Well, this has all gone up quite a bit as well, and we can actually get the ogre. I forgot to grab them once we built the building. Shame on me. I know, bad bumpy is bad. It's fine, guys and gals. Alright, we visited that. We're going to come over here. I don't think we can take that necessarily, but maybe. We're definitely going to head down and try to do a battle with that, and possibly even the pack of stone golems. Alright, we're going to end it. Collect all resources, my chief, says one of your advisors. An army requires a lot of maintenance. It might even be wise to hire another hero just to collect resources and troops while you explore. I am going to be doing that very soon, by the way, folks. By the by. Alright, let's go over here and kill this guy. Or try to kill them. Alright, looks like we're going to go a little old school with our tactics. Yeah, I know. I know how the tactics phase works, man. I knows it. I knows how it works. Alright, gonna move over there, gonna get you to come over here, gonna get you to move out there, get you to move here, and start combat. Gonna wait it out until they move, and then we're gonna chuck some pointy objects at them, I guess. Move down here, move over here, move down here, fly the rock forward a little bit, and go here. We should still be outside of his range. And indeed we are. I did not do a tremendous amount of damage. 4 to 5. I'm going to go for it. Bonk. Good, we survived it. Alright, that's excellent. Should be able to annihilate him completely. Ooh, not even. Okay, I thought for sure that would be an easy kill for us, but nope. These guys are actually quite strong. Who knew? Who knew the strength was so strong? Alright, gonna wait it out, gonna wait it out. Gonna move you over here. Move you over here. Going to attack you. Ooh, high morale. We get to go again. Yeah. And I'm just gonna defend with you. I am going to make the move to do some damage to you, friend. How much do we have left? We have a decent amount of health left. And we'll be able to do a little bit of chip damage here. It'll do a bit more, and eventually even kill you, I believe. Or at least come really close to killing you. Nope. Alright, we're going to lose some more of our... Yeah. I saw it coming. Alright, well, that's okay. I can accept losing 2 of those guys. I will definitely take advanced tactics. We gained 1 additional defense. We're going to go over here and snag up this. And then we're going to head on over here. Make sure we head back to the town. And in fact, we can build a castle, which is going to give us the most amount of troops that we can get. So you guys saw we had 4 before, now we have 6. It all went up quite a bit. So the way it works, the castle increases the growth of creatures. So when you put these buildings down, you get a certain amount of creatures. Then when you want to get more, you increase it through the castle. Now, the castle is pretty expensive to go up. Obviously, 5,000 is not cheap, and we're starting to run out of money. What we need to do next is get the blacksmith, the level 1 mage guild, and the marketplace up and running. That'll allow us to get the city hall up and eventually the capital. And then for the maximum troops that we can get in this town, we also need to eventually build the mess hall. It's all good, though. It's all good. We're looking okay. Alright, we're going to end our turn. Word of your victories is spreading like wildfire, and as your scouts return from every corner of your homeland, you learn that the other clans remain quiet and neutral. They neither support you nor speak against you, except for one. The current lord of the clans, Rabak, was appointed by the wizards as a spokesperson for your people. But you've never heard Rabak say a bad word about Braccadoon. He sits in his stronghold eating a feast each night, while you recall many nights when your family went hungry because you had to clear out your stores to pay the taxes. Rabak won't sit idle while you anger the wizards. You're certain the 2 of you will soon meet, and not as friends. Alright, the astrologers proclaim it the week of the Condor. All dwellings increase population. Cool. Well, we'll snag up a little bit of gold. We will come over here and take a battle to you guys. Hopefully this goes decent. I'm not entirely certain, but we'll give it a shot. Alright. They will be able to move fairly quickly, so... Alright, we'll start the combat. We'll wait it out until they make their move. And then we shall make our moves ourselves. And unfortunately, they did outmaneuver us there a little bit. I'm not 100% afraid of how this might go. I'm going to bonk you quite hard there. We're going to go and take a shot at you as well. Pretty sure we've got this under wraps, though. Alright, the attack here, and if we get to move before him, we will have this done. Alright, oh, darn it. Still lost 1. Well, that's okay. We just hit low on the range of our damage, which I'm fine with. Alright, you gain control of an alchemist lab. It will provide you with 1 unit of mercury per day. And you see down here, these are the different units that you need for various different things. We're going to come over here and grab up some more gold, as we definitely need it. And there's an artifact over here. An old witch who seems to have been expecting you hands you a small statue and departs, never having said a word. Alright, our Eagle Eye skill that we don't have has been increased. Fantastic. We got some more random resources and a shipyard that could be ours if we want it, but I don't want, so I won't have. Alright, next up on the to-do list, this is also good to get as well eventually, and it will increase your, any hero who visits here will get their attack increased by 1. Pretty good stuff. Alright, we're going to build up a blacksmith first, and then we're going to end our turn. We're going to go up here and grab some more goblins. Come over here and snag up some more resources, and then we're going to eventually return to town on the next turn. And hopefully we'll have enough money to afford most, if not all, of the creatures that we want. And the marketplace, finally. There it is, the marketplace. Alright, we're going to go with the rocks. We're going to go with, of course, the ranged units, the wolves. I find that I get my wolves killed all the time, mostly because I'm dumb. But it could be it's not my fault and it's just the way the game is. But I highly doubt it. I'm going to sign off on the I'm dumb part, because I feel like that's actually true. Alright, that's fine. We can roll with that, and then we can probably take the fight to this rock. Ooh, Thunderbirds. That's going to be a bit rough. Alright, so what we need to do right now is get our troops away from that thing. I think it can traverse the entire map, though. So that's going to be a bit of a problem. I'm going to go here. Gonna stay. Oops. I'm going to go to the next creature. I'm going to go here. Next creature, next creature, next creature. Give me back my rock. There it is. Alright, let's see what happens. Oh, he did not traverse the entire map. Huh. He should be able to next time around, though. Well, let's see if we can't hurt him a little. Oh, that did like 0. That did like literally nothing. Well, this is going to be painful and unsatisfying. Yep, saw that coming. Alright, we're going to go after the rocks. And, not too bad. I'm going to wait, attack. I'm going to ogre these guys. I think that's going to be it. There it is. It was bound to happen. It's really hard when they have super fast guys, you have no spells, and you don't have any fast guys. It makes it really challenging and difficult. What do you know of our history, you ask the older warrior sitting across from you at dinner. You've been asking your elders what they know of barbarian history, hoping that someone could tell you more about the past glories of your people. But you found their knowledge lacking. Most haven't even heard of the name Jarg. The warrior looks up from his meal and shrugs. Oh, as much as anyone. My grandfather said we used to be a great nation, the greatest. But he didn't have all his wits. Maybe it's true, but no more. Everything falls, I guess. Even a great oak, 1,000 years old, will fall one day. You're impressed with the man's honest response, but annoyed that this veteran couldn't tell you more. How do you know who you are if you don't know where you came from? Is that why the wizards outlawed the bards? You extend your hand and ask, "What's your name?" "Hardak," answers the warrior. Alright. Well, we're going to go over here and grab some gold. We're about to break off the episode, guys and gals. It's been going on a little bit of time, but You have found an ancient and weathered stone idol. Kissing it is supposed to bring luck or happiness, so you do. The stone is very cold to the touch, but we got a little bit of luck there on our side. Or morale, I guess. Alright, well, I am going to traverse the area over here. Out of the shadowed treetops springs a pack of obsidian gargoyles looking for blood. No! I can't remember if they can traverse the entire map or not. I have a hard time with that sometimes, knowing who can do what. There are certain creatures that can actually move the entire map's distance. Alright, and these are not them, but they're close. Alright, gonna take on the 5. They will die. These guys are not strong at all. Should be able to kill the 4 here pretty easily as well. Ooh, with the high morale there, we get to kill the 4 again. Alright, so if you guys don't remember from HOMM 3, the hobgoblins, meh, they're not very useful, but they do move far and they're pretty quick, so all things considered, they're not a bad tier 1 unit. The Wolf Riders, while very easy to kill off, get a double attack when you upgrade them, so they are super powerful in that sense. So, just something to think about. Alright, hey look, there's some Boar Riders there too, which is pretty funny. Anyway folks, I think this is where I am going to break off the episode. We'll go and we'll build up our next thing. What are we missing here? A little bit of gold. Alright, well I will build the mess hall then. And I will try to conserve a little bit of gold. How much are we getting per week? Or per day? Not very much. I think, what, 2,000 right now? No, we're getting probably 1,000 right now. So we need to either sell some stuff or do something else. Either way, folks, that's a tale for the next episode. I hope you guys enjoyed. If you did, please like, comment, subscribe, and share it. If you want more information about the game, where to get the game, any of that stuff, it'll be down below in the description of the video. And I will see you guys. I'll probably do another episode before I start the weekly thing. So I'll give you a good 1-2 punch, and then you guys will have to wait week by week. hanging on every word of the Heroes Chronicles until I decide to up it. Alright folks, until then, my name is Bumpy McSquigums. Thank you for stopping by the Freak Show, and I will see you later.